Oh, for sake.
Yep. Now then, sour mouth. How we doing? Unpause. This is, I mean, it has come around to be quite a let's play, but I mean, if it was a let's play, by the end of, I don't know, this is what this is 3.5, probably 4 hours worth of me playing now. I would have done more than 37 years. We're not very far into the game at this point. So yeah, I'd have probably been playing on fastest for a fair old while after now, and I don't know, gone higher than I would have actually achieved to date so far. Ooh, we got a black hole part of this dangly bollock down here. Nice. I'd say we're... Right, lovely. I would say we're going to be...
Construction project concluded.
Perfectly comfortable in this game.
Anomaly found.
Yep, that's fine. I would say we're going to be perfectly comfortable in this game. I don't see anyone that is a threat that we're not going to be able to deal with. Obviously, we are. We'll go to victory. We're not 8th, mate. We're 24th. So a technology of 252. We're not a whole lot behind the rest of the galaxy. But you know, 252 of what would go up to about 30,000. I don't consider us to be. But we're dead weak. We're dead last. But I don't see anyone that's going to completely and utterly cream us as it is. Right, so we got 67 pops. If we get rid of others and primitives and fallen empires. 93 pops, but they're a hive mind. So they're supposed to be higher pops. 82 again, hive mind. 66 xenophobic isolationists. Not doing too bad, but they're still behind us pop size wise. Commonwealth of Behira. You're fucking massive, pal. Well done for a lithoid to be that as well. I wonder if they were catastrophic thingamajobby. Alright, 69, 55, 62, 62, 66, 44, yeah, oh, 94. Ruthless capitalists. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, you're doing quite well. But I don't see anyone who is a direct threat. I really don't feel like I'm not going to win this game. I don't feel like throwing in the towel early. I don't feel like I have a particular panic to cover any particular thing. Okay, right, bastions. Might as well leave it on pause while I'm doing this.
System survey concluded.
Oh, that was something to pay attention to. It was these guys into a defensive pact with the guys right next to them. Okay, that is something to consider. I don't know whether or not that means they're going to end up going into Federation, but these are Federation builders, so it's likely we're going to have a Federation on our border. But, you know, hive mind, can't necessarily do one. Can't do migration treaties. They can do research treaties. I was wrong about that one. They can't do commercial pacts. No, 9. Okay. It is worth considering, even if you are xenophobes, even if you don't want to get into a federation, it is worth considering becoming an associate. Associate basically just improves your opinion with all of the members, but doesn't actually join you into a federation. If you had a defensive pact with a mate, and they then went and joined a federation, then you wouldn't have that defensive pact anymore. And an association pact ain't going to do you for defence either. Okay, specialist pop resource output to 5%, absolutely. Got a bunch of nanites. Did we get a bunch of nanites? No, we didn't get a bunch of nanites.
Construction project concluded.
Who are the Scythian? Galactic Hegemony? Where are you? I don't see you. I don't see you. Oh, there. They will have space sugar daddies somewhere, and they may well become a pain in the ass. The Yuru don't like us. Well, we will rival you. I don't know who your allies are. You don't appear to have any allies. Well, that's some free influence for us. Okay, right. We pretty much got to the point where we've stopped discovering anomalies. We're going to go to edicts. We're going to turn off map the stars. Tempted to go for fortify the border, but we're alright for star bases at the immediate point in time right now. I don't think it makes for cheaper, does it? No, it doesn't make it cheaper, it just makes it faster. I am going to upgrade this one to Starhold, because I want that to be as strong as it possibly can be. Right, bastions. I have a typical build. Let's do that to normal speed. I have a typical build of 1 missile base, 2 gun batteries, 3 hangar bays.
Project concluded.
Hangar bay, they all have, roughly speaking, the same kind of strength, but they all work on different sets. Star bases themselves, as well as these modules, have their own weapons. Then buildings, if it is a remote one, I'll go for a disruption field generator. If it's close, I'll go for a comms jammer. We haven't actually got into any fleet combat so far, so you won't understand why. But it's a wise convention to follow. Corvette hull points plus 100. I would say that's a very good thing to consider. If we go to Corvettes, they currently have hull points of 300. That's basically a 33% increase in their survivability. I would call that solid, whereas plasteel armour wouldn't be anywhere near as much of an increase. So Kerboom, let's do that. Right. Please fly in there. I'm going to put you on aggressive, so they'll automatically attack anything in the system straight away. If you leave them on passive, then they'll just fly around until they engage something, because it's in range rather than flying towards it and then shooting it. It's going to turn out there's no one in there anymore, isn't it? I've spent all of this time waiting for them. Can't afford to reinforce them yet, but we will be able to fairly quick. How much is it for one of our destroyers? 234. Let's go up to bad speed. Ooh. What's this? Does this? Research project, please.
Initializing hostile engagement protocols.
Oh, white floor them. This will give an idea as to whether or not you're going to win. This will give you an idea. Okay, so you might have seen that suddenly pop up there. There's a red X. That means the ship was destroyed. If it becomes a red circle with a little bit of green left and the flag in it, it means that they've disengaged. You haven't destroyed that ship. All ships that have disengaged, once the battle is over, they will rejoin their old fleet. Now the loser will emergency FTL somewhere else, and you won't be able to use that fleet until it reappears. When it reappears, all that damage will still be there, but a lot of the ships may well have survived. So you can think that you've gone into a war and that you've won big time by taking down their massive fleet, but unless you click on the button that's about to pop up here, unless you see that they've been destroyed in that, then you haven't destroyed them. You might have defeated 6 of them, but if there was only a little one there, then you'd have only destroyed one of them. The rest of them have gone emergency FTL somewhere else. They're going to find a starbase to repair at. Alright, these guys have done their duty. I can go back to dock. Okay, now scientist. We'll use you, why not? Debris. After the battle's over, typically speaking, unless you have enigmatic engineering perk, or if you've destroyed stuff that you've just completely totally eclipsed in technology, the debris will be left. Debris will disappear of, in this case, 1800 days. Research project, you go over there and you will... Oh my god. Hostile fleet's my arse, it's a fucking random base. I will research them, why not? What am I doing in...
Striking hostile station.
Go on, kill him. There you go, thank you. Now come back. Now can I do it? Yes please. Thank you. Piss off. Right, then you'll find salvage materials of the weapons they were using. Okay, this is miles away, so I'm going to use a disruption field generator. Mine's 20% to ship hull hit points, shield hit points that are of the enemy fleets that fly in. It means that you'll be able to do more damage to them, and it will be able to stand against a larger fleet. An interesting find, another Cyberx that's in the middle of frickin' nowhere down there, man, Jesus. Let's just make sure that we're not missing any. No, we're not missing any. How many have we got? We only need one more of the Cyberx. Someone might just randomly give us one. That happens sometimes. Or possibly they won't. Or possibly we'll spend stuff getting it ourselves. Okay, right. Here's an example. We upgraded the planetary administration to planetary administration from repurposed ship, colony ship, and we've just a random unemployed guy. Despite the fact that we went from 2 specialists to 2 specialists, a random unemployed guy turned up. Irritating. Oh no, actually we went from 2 specialists to 1 specialist, to an enforcer. Yeah. But 2 ruler jobs were created, so you know that unemployed specialist could have gone up to the ruler job. But no, they just took from the bottom to become rulers.
Shipwreck studied.
Okay, mining drones. Mine drone lasers can be nice because they're dead cheap.
Special project concluded.
Right, we know about mine drones now. We can research them at some point in the future. Alan, so you're finished.
Anomaly found.
Research that.
Construction project
There we
concluded.
go, colonise planet. Thanks.
Construction project concluded.
And we'll have them do all that. Okie dokie. Not bad. I'm going to... Oh, I can't get the precursor inside. I spent too many. Okay, fine. I won't even proclaim superiority, apparently. Because I want to show you relics. You'll get a relic, and it will have a certain passive effect, and it'll have a certain active effect. Click on it to do the active effect. It will cost you 150 influence to do, and you'll only be able to do it every 10 years. But it will give you a powerful short-term buff, or it might be a full-time buff. You never know. Right, we're running out of money. Things we can sell. In the galactic market, once you sell something, it reduces the price that you're going to get for it.
System
So
survey.
selling them in small increments like that is typically a bad idea. Okay, there is nowhere you can go. We're going to keep hold of you. In fact, I'm going to leave you here. You're assisting research. Your automated exploration. You're about to end your automated exploration. And I have you come over here. We'll assist research at that planet. Even though there's no one there, I'm just setting it up. There's no point in sacking your high-level scientists. That guy's a he's at level 6, who would be really good at assisting research. He's at level 6, who would be really good at assisting research. He's only level 5. Yeah, so there's no point in sacking your high-level scientists. If they were low-level scientists, then I'd just tell them to bugger off. This one we'll leave here to remind me of the fact that I want to do these archaeologies, because he is an archaeologist. Doink, 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 doink. Okay, right, I want you to fill in this stuff on the way back. And I'm just going to write... Oh, sorry, I'm just going to shift queue all this stuff to happen. Okay. They want some of our species for their collection. A minus 20% happiness for 120 months, 10 years, is kind of nasty. Because we're xenophobes, we really ought to say no. Or displease them. But the Gox Forerunners, they are the sandwich between us and the group, who are the ones that have rivaled us already. So we'd rather not piss them off, and I'm going to do it. And we're going to get to the end of the month, and we're going to see whether or not that's actually had an effect on any of the factions. See, they open the borders. Now, they've probably done that to the Hru as well. If we could see one of the Hru's ships, you could click on it, and it would show up as either blue or red. Just they could fly through it. We can't see any of their ships, so we can't click on any. Okay, it's the beginning of the month. Let's have a look at the factions. Oh, yeah, we have taken our foot off the science gas, haven't we? We could go around finding other people to have research treaties with. I don't suppose that there's anyone likely to do that. The Vrin hegemony. Vrin hegemony. What am I doing with my current envoy? Sovereign Semitis states. Can't even remember who you are or why I'm doing that. I can't remember who you are or why I'm doing that. Whoever the sovereign states were, I apologise, I now ignore you. I'm going to improve my relations with the Galactic Vrin. I'm not going to open borders, but I am going to give you a favourable trade deal. I'm going to give you 5 monthly minerals for a long time. You're going to like us. I'm going to make you like us more and more and more. And we're going to form a research agreement with them eventually. The destruction of Gra. That was their precursor chain thing. They are an exploding planet species. Oh no, we've got scientists that started dying. Okay, who was that? That was that guy. Well, let's just sack off that spaceship. Not spaceship, that's science ship. Okay, we have FDL inhibitors. Well worth having. Okay. I've held off energy grid for a long time. We are in massive debt. Energy grid would be would possibly be our saviour. I think at this point it's worth me resettling a pop back to the Empire capital. You're full of robots, aren't you? Yes. I am going to resettle a biological to Cabaria. The capital, we can send a technician. Why not? What? What? I'm sure that said 39. Am I going mad? Oh no, I'm going to look that back on the recording. Okay, no, it had 38 pop. I'm clearly too tired really now to be doing this, and I'm making those kinds of mistakes. Right. I think at this point, however, given that we've got into sort of late early game, we're 40 years in. At this point, you can see that we're struggling, but we're able to ramp up. Okay, where we would go from here, we would concentrate on growing our population quick. We would fill out all of these borders. We would grow our fleet so that we were not intimidated by those around us, by building more more anchorages. Start building start filling in down here so we could take advantage of these archaeological digs, inhabit that world. I'd probably concentrate science on that planet. I do need to pick up science a lot, because I've tried at least to do a bit of a heavier science build. We have unfortunately gimped our our power spike by trying to keep up in tech. But I think at this point, like you've enough insight into how the game is played that I can pretty much draw to a conclusion, and then just like do jump cuts as to progress that I've made in specific places. And I'll describe how I made those leaps during the jump cuts and how I have ramped up my power since then. But we will close off by going to the factions. Okay, we've now got 3 encouragement for authoritarian, decadent and autocratic, but also Poppy is free and has a planet with slaves of the same species, because we have some of our pops enslaved. Where specifically that is, I'm not entirely sure. Was it there? Not there? Not there? I guess maybe it was them ones. Egalitarian, because a pop is enslaved, we have an egalitarian push, but unfortunately we're able to hold that back right now, mainly because of the random 1 pop of Xenos that we have. 2 attraction towards xenophile, 1 attraction towards 2 attraction towards xenophobe, 1 attraction towards xenophile, 2 attraction towards militarist now, and 1 away. 1 toward pacifist and 1 away. 1 away from spiritualist. Glad we're not going to do that. And still, I think it was that 5 or 6. 5 towards materialist. But because we haven't satisfied the materialists, their approval is no longer green, and therefore they're not actually getting happiness bonus. We need to sort out dull edge. So I'm going to do jump cuts from this point on. It's getting to the point now that I'm just playing the game and I'm jabbering on, and I don't think off the top of my head there's anything specifically that I will be able to show that be of any benefit without the viewer sitting there for hours just watching a let's play of me playing. So I'm going to call it sort of there, and I'm going to say hopefully most of these lessons continue to be relevant in the Nemesis DLC release, which is in 5 days time. Hopefully most of them ought to be still relevant. Anyway, right, take it easy, see you in a bit.
Oh, for sake.